Welcome students. Standard 4, subject EVS 2, lesson number 4, water safe for drinking, part 2. Students, in last video we have learnt about the substances that dissolves in water and the substances that does not dissolve in water. We have also learned some objects that float on water while some objects that sink in water. Now we will continue our lesson. Now students, take some muddy water in a big beaker. If you do not have muddy water, then take some soil, pieces of dry twigs, straw, leaves, etc. and add it to water. Now allow this beaker to stand still for 4 to 5 hours. What do you see, students? The particles of soil sink in the water and form a layer or sediment at the bottom. But twigs and other rubbish float on the water. It takes a long time for the sediment to form. What does this tell us, student? Particles of soil are heavier than water. But because they are very small, they take a long time to settle to the bottom of the water. Leaves, twigs, etc. are lighter than water. Therefore, now the water appears much cleaner and transparent than it was. The process of allowing heavier particles to settle to the bottom of still water is called settling. Now students, we will carry out the following experiments using these two beakers. So label them 1 and 2. The water in the other two bowls looks cleaner than before, but it is not transparent. What do you see, students? The particles floating in water slowly settle to the bottom, and the water in the upper part becomes transparent. The twigs and straw still keep floating on the water. What does this tell us, student? Swirling alum in water helps the soil particles in muddy water to settle down. Now students, take another beaker. Place a tea strainer over it. Fold a piece of fine cotton cloth into 4 layers. Make it moist and spread it over the strainer. Now pour the water in beaker 2 in a thin stream on the folds of the cloth. What will you see, students? The rubbish and soil particles remain on the cloth. The water collects in the beaker below. It looks transparent. What does this tell us, student? If we strain muddy water, it helps to make it clean, and this process is called filtration. Now students, what is potable water? Water that does not endanger our health in any way when we drink it is called safe drinking water or potable water. Water safe for drinking, that is potable water. Drinking water must be safe for our health. Pure water has no taste, smell or color. If water has a color or a foul smell, one must avoid drinking it. It can make us ill. Now students, we will learn a new terms, that is microorganisms. Now what is micro? Micro means very small, and organism means a living thing, and microorganism means a living thing that cannot be seen by the naked eye or even with a magnifying glass. Microscope, it means an instrument for looking at very small things which we cannot see with our eyes or even though a magnifying glass. Do you know students, if we take a bite of yogurt or a drop of buttermilk on a glass slide and place the slide under a microscope, we see very tiny living things in it. They are called microorganisms. These microorganisms convert milk into yogurt. They are useful for us. But all microorganisms are not useful. Some microorganisms cause disease. When they enter our body, they are said to be harmful microorganisms. There are numerous kinds of microorganisms around us. They are in the soil, in water, in air, on rocks, that is anywhere and everywhere. You may know that during the rainy season, we often hear of an outbreak of diarrhea. At such times, we need to boil the water that has been cleaned by settling and filtration. Only then does it become safe for drinking. Boiling the water kills the microorganisms in it and prevents disease. I hope you all have understood this lesson. Thank you.